Welcome to TimSold Talks. Join us as we dive into all things real estate, talk about business, food, cars, and much more with industry experts. Dream it, believe it, achieve it. All right, welcome back to another episode of TimSold Talks. I'm very pleased to have Peter Kachan here, president and co-founder of Realty AI. Thank you very much for coming on the show, man.
Thanks for having me, man. It's the first podcast we're doing, so excited to be on.
Yeah, no. How I met Peter is, he's got this great AI tool, and we got in touch, and found out that we're fellow Queens grads together, and really want to praise him and his team for their entrepreneurial spirit. All fairly, new grads, but entering the workforce with the bang. And before we begin, keeping in tradition with our food and drinks theme of the show, we have some pastries here from the Dough Cake and Pastries. And I know Peter's got an Asian background, so that's why I decided to bring some Asian buns for us to try here today. From my memory, I think, so what we have here are Korean mochi bread buns. This one's a chicken and potato salad bun. This one there is a Japanese curry bun. This one's a crab stick with cheese, Japanese flavor. This is a Hong Kong pineapple bun. And for drinks here, we're drinking Asahi, but not the beer. It's the coffee brand here. So cheers, bud.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. Cheers.
Wow. Sweeter than
sweet.
I thought.
Yeah. Pretty sweet.
It hits. It's good.
Help yourself, man. Which type of bun would you like to try?
I will try this one.
The crab one? All right.
This is the
crab stick or crab cake with cheese. Yeah. Bon appetit.
Cheers. Wow.
How's the flavor of that?
There's actual crab.
Oh, crab. Oh, it's actual crab.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's a pretty sweet deal. So if you guys looking to get some of those, they're just around the corner from our office. Just in the Metro Side Square. They're called the Dough Cake and Pastries. Peter, tell us about yourself, man. Your life journey, where you've been, what are you guys doing right now?
Yeah, so I think one of the main reasons why we connected at first was we had a lot in common. So both lived in BC. So I'm originally from Victoria, BC. Both went to Queens. So I did my undergrad at Queens for 4 years in business. And then we started working with real estate agents 2.5 years ago. So we actually started running social media marketing stuff. So we would film videos for them, edit them, run ads. And then one of our agents had a problem where he was pretty big on social media. A lot of people were sending him DMs and such. And he wanted a solution that could respond to them.
Yeah.
And so that's when we started to go in towards the idea of creating a chatbot.
Okay.
So we created this Instagram chatbot at first, and he liked it. And then another agent came along and said, can you do this for website? Wow. So we pivoted, took on another developer, and we built this thing from scratch, which is Realty AI. Yeah. So we started that last July. We joined a startup accelerator in September.
Nice.
And then did a lot of testing with 10 different agents from November to December. And then we did our official launch in January. Wow. So it's Realty AI. It's a real estate specific AI assistant that works 24/7 to convert website traffic into engaged leads. So since January, we've launched 40 agents to date, and all in Canada. And we're looking to expand to the States in the next few months.
Yeah, no, amazing stuff. The growth that you guys have done, and the accelerator has really fast-tracked the product, and the amount of adoption that you're getting speaks to the quality that you're building there. So tell us, right now, obviously AI is the hottest and latest trend right now, but what kind of got you guys into that, or were you studying that before? Or how did you guys, integrate AI into what you were doing?
Yeah. So obviously AI has been around for, years, but it kind of went mainstream November 30th, 2022 when ChatGPT took off. So we were always curious about it. I think in any industry, you should be curious about it because there's so many benefits. For real estate agents, I think the biggest one is just time savings because agents are so busy. But my developer, he specialized in AI and his background is in coding. And so we thought, hey, how can we kind of incorporate our skills that we already have? Yeah. The wave of AI was coming too. So obviously it doesn't hurt to have AI in your name. But we got into AI, I would say 1.5 years ago. We started looking at it very seriously.
Wow. Okay. And, before, what was the genesis of the idea? Like, you were creating a chatbot from, for Instagram, for websites. What led to that kind of decision? Like, why start off with that?
Yeah. So there was one agent from Toronto, and he's pretty big. He runs a lot of ads to his website. And although he was running ads, he wasn't getting a lot of traction or results from that.
Yeah.
And so I like to think of it as having a coffee shop, but not having a barista there. And so we created Madison, which is his personalized AI assistant that connects to his website. She's going to greet every single visitor, answer questions, book meetings, and then capture key contact information. Basically just converting his visitors into engaged leads for him. And so Matt saved, I think, 20, 30 hours his first month with us.
Oh, nice.
Gained 35 new leads, and he's already closed 4 of those.
All right.
So that was kind of our big success story at first. And then we kind of rolled that out. Once we saw results with Matt, we started to scale. But the biggest opportunity that we saw was just the time savings and the capture, because a lot of people visit websites, but they bounce.
Yeah.
So 41 to 55% of people visit a website and leave within the first minute. So if we can capture a portion of that people, especially in the real estate market where a deal is a difference of tens of thousands of dollars.
That's right.
We can provide value.
Yeah. No, it's a great foresight. So tell us what's going on now. Like, what's the kind of roadmap that you got planned out for this great venture of yours?
Yeah. So Q2, I just got back from vacation. Q1 was a little crazy, but Q2, we're going to a couple big conferences, Toronto Real Estate Board Conference, EXPCon. We might be going to another AI conference in Vancouver this summer.
Yeah.
So trying to get more exposure in person. We recently hired a VA to help us with sales. So we're expanding our sales team as well.
Yeah.
In terms of our feature roadmap, as you know, Madison can speak multiple languages now. So that's something we're looking into, more customizations as well. And then the data piece. So obviously being in the chatbot space, there's other chatbots. I think we really think hard about how can we differentiate ourselves. And the one big thing is data. So building a data ecosystem, incorporating real estate data that's more specific and customized to that agent to make it look and feel more special for that agent. So that's kind of the path we're taking.
No, it's a very unique approach because, I've experienced a few of that chatbots too. And what really struck me about Madison, we're proponents of that now. Like, we've used it and tested it, and it's a great adaptive feature, I think, and it gives you that kind of personalization as well. And, it has streamlined a lot of our business in terms of like lead inquiries, lead flows, and, just doing a lot of and just being on 24/7. I think that's the real time savings and also cost savings too for, agents like ourselves, which, need to run a big team. And when you run back-end services, call centers, and, ISAs like that, having an AI component there really helps make things a bit more cost efficient that way. So kudos to you guys.
Oh, thank you. And that was the big thing, is that you could have someone sitting on your website 24/7, like a VA. It would cost a couple $1,000s. Whereas Madison works 24/7 and costs probably 1/50th of the price. So it's definitely, cost savings is kind of the approach too.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer for sure. Yeah.
So that's kind of the route we've been taking.
Cool. Okay, so talking about the AI field, like every day there's seems to be a new feature, a new invention. How do you guys keep ahead of that, and how do you think that's going to continue to improve your business?
Yeah, it's going to continue to improve exponentially. So we use numerous AI tools, ChatGPT 4. We use a couple other tools. SERP AI allows us to query the internet and such. But as the AI tools improve, our product improves as well, which is awesome to be in that place. And there's just so many other cool tools that are coming out for real estate agents. We've seen video tools such as SubMagic, which helps with short form content. There's even listing tools. If you're making your own listing description still in this day, I think you need to reevaluate. But there's virtual kind of staging tools, which is really cool. And a lot of other real estate tools. So it's good to see adoption in the space. And I think real estate agents are pretty tech forward, which is
The
cool
newer
to
breed,
see.
I would say.
The newer breed, for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe not the Remaxes of the world. I love my Remax agents.
Yeah.
But the newer agents.
Yeah, I think COVID as well, the pandemic has really forced everyone to go online, go social. Like it forced a lot of agents really to adapt to the newer tech, which we were at the forefront of before COVID. But once COVID hit, everyone had to do those virtual tours, virtual showings, and Matterport and 3D showings and everything. And now the extension of AI, I just see that as a natural kind of adaptation to that, right? So.
Totally.
No, kudos to you guys for hitting that market. And you guys are obviously heavily concentrated in real estate, but is there expansion plans, or could this tech be applied to other industries as well, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we have a few mortgage brokers that work with us, and when we kind of pivoted to agent to mortgage broker, it took us less than an hour. So we already have all the systems in place, and the stack is there. And with our product, we do prompt engineering. So if we can tweak the prompt, we can tweak the niche or industry we play in. So I would say we're kind of set up to pivot if we need to, or if we want to. Exactly. Kind of allows us to be pretty agile because we built the systems in place. It's just about changing the language.
Changing for the industry specific terms and language and everything. Okay.
Exactly.
Any plans to do that? Or you said you pivoted for
so we're pretty dialed in on real estate. Okay. We want to, our goal initially was 100 agents this year. We're at 40. Yeah. And so I think
first quarter. So
I think we'll surpass that. We want to hit 1,000 agents end of next year. Yeah. So I think we're pretty dialed in on real estate agents, and it's exponential. So a lot of the connections we make in the industry, if someone has a good experience, they'll be an advocate. So we definitely want to just keep snowballing the momentum.
Yeah. No, great to see. Okay. So can you walk us through how some of the, for the visitors that or audience that haven't seen or engaged with the chatbot, they still kind of have, I feel like they have that really kind of archaic thought about it.
It's what just like hi, help me.
Just to help the audience kind of understand the real differentiators between you guys and some of the old conceptions they may have.
Totally. So I guess I'll speak to the old chatbot, but a lot of chatbots we see, when we did our research, we looked at the top 1,000 agents in Canada and their websites, and we analyzed them. And most of the agents didn't have anything, but the ones that did, they had an opt-in form. So you fill out your name, you fill out your email, you fill out your number. Yeah. And that scares a lot of people away first. So we kind of take the approach of, hey, can I help you? Can I answer your questions? Can I provide you with value first? That approach, if we recognize intent, we'll go through some qualifying questions. Madison will take care of that. Okay. And then only at the end, if we think they're serious, then we'll go for contact info. So this ensures we have a higher quality lead, and also ensures we kick off the relationship on a good starting point. So there's that. And then the customization aspect, since we're 3 Queens guys, we're pretty agile. We're a small company. We have 40 clients right now. So we're very adaptable, and we're able to customize the bot to fit that agent's specific needs. And then the data piece. So we provide agents with a full performance dashboard that shows their KPIs, stats, conversations, where their visitors are coming from, and a couple other AI tools. So we're building out this data ecosystem to help them have more visibility as well. So those are kind of the differentiating pieces.
Yeah. And how successful, do you think the AI is going to be in terms of I think you've heard of the Turing test, right? So when someone's engaging this chatbot, they probably won't be able to tell.
I actually haven't heard of that test, but is that?
Yeah, I think that's, when I was studying, when I was, a psychology background, I think one of the classes were talking about how advanced can artificial intelligence be? Because in order to, assimilate the human emotions and reading, the intellect and everything, if you put a human in front of a chatbot and talk to it and engage it, if they can't tell that it's a human, it's a chatbot, then that's past the Turing test. I think it was Alan Turing was his name. I'll have to check, but
I love that. I have a funny anecdotal story around that, but one of our agents actually received a Christmas present from Madison this past year. So, not trying to humble brag. I think most people can tell that it is a chatbot.
But that's by design though, right? Because you guys have to prompt it to say it's an assistant or.
She says, "Hi, I'm Tim's assistant, Madison. How can I help you?" So I think the giveaway is that she's a little too quick sometimes. If they ask, hey, what's the average price in Toronto of a 1-bed, 1-bath?
Yeah.
She'll query and send that within 20 seconds or 10 seconds, which is awesome. But you can probably tell that it's
your average agent's not going
AI.
to be able to respond that fast, right?
But I would say we're 90, 95% there. I think there's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
And I think as the AI becomes better, Madison will be more human.
So you're saying it's continually learning, right? Like new,
exactly.
Is it a data set that you're inserting, or how do you help it learn continuously?
Yeah, we just have a lot of feedback from our agents. So we meet with our agents every week. Different agents get their feedback and then just iterate. So that's kind of allowed us to fine tune the prompting and make Madison more friendly, more curious versus, hey, are you looking to buy or sell?
But can you create a persona like that? I think
we can.
Yeah,
totally.
That'd be
and that's where the customization piece comes in, because with all the customizations, we can make things toggleable.
Yeah.
So if some people want Madison to pop up instantly, some people want her to relax, pop up after 30 seconds.
Yeah.
If she's minimized, stay down.
Yeah.
Some other agents just want her to go gung ho and just keep
going bombarding.
So it's really the agent's preference.
Okay. And what about like making Madison sound more like the host agent, like to make Madison sound like more like Tim? Like, is that a possibility, you think, or are you guys working
totally
on it? Yeah.
So possibility, not there yet, but that's on the runway, because we're actually looking to be able to scrape the agent's website, so they'll know everything about Tim, all the blog posts you've done, have all the context, and then it's pretty easy for her to be like, Tim speaks a certain way, adapt that, and then portray that. So
wow, that's
down the road
cool.
too.
Yeah.
It's not me, it's the AI. And that's our dev team for sure. They're working on that.
Oh no, that's amazing. But some of the queries or some of the public perception of that, like, would that get a bit too scary? With you hear the deep fakes and like the images and the videos that are being created. Do you think that's ever going to become an issue? Being in the AI industry for yourself?
No, that's a great point. I think adoption curve is one thing. I think we're at the very beginning of AI. So I would say 5 to 10% of people are using it. As it becomes more mainstream and more integrated into society, I think people will feel less fear around it.
Yeah.
Sort of like how when advertising took off over the last 10, 15 years and you get an advertisement after you visit a website, that's pretty creepy. But now we're sort of used to it and we embrace it and we say, hey, I actually want to see things that I want to see.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a matter of people's expectations catching up.
It takes some time to get used to it, because right now it's a bit of a shock still. And then once they kind of get used to it and desensitized to it, then it becomes everyday life.
Totally, yeah. I think we will see, and it's happening faster and faster each day. Within the next 5 years, I think it's...
Oh, yeah. Definitely, with the advancement of tech, right? Like
so many things there. Yeah.
Even just like, I think ChatGPT, just like you said, it's only been 2020, 23 that was kind of like relaunched, and we're only
year
24
and a half
now, and year and a half, and everyone knows about it. So yeah, it's a very useful tool. Kids are even doing homework. So maybe my kids are at home. They're like, oh, can I use ChatGPT?
Yeah, luckily. Well, I don't know if luckily or not luckily, but I finished university before. So we didn't get to leverage any of that for our homeworks.
So more about the kind of like your experiences abroad, and like, and obviously you traveled to Asia for a few years, and you mentioned you speak an Asian language, or
Hangul chol moteo. Little Korean.
Little Korean. Huh? How long were you in Korea for?
I was there for 5 months.
Okay.
So I did an exchange at SNU there.
Oh, okay.
Which is
SNU,
Seoul National University. It's like the Harvard of Asia. But I don't want to say I get in because of my grades, because the people in Korea study so hard, and they actually shut down the airports for the testing in grade 12. It's super serious.
Wow.
But Queens had a partnership with that university, and Europe was a hot spot, but I wanted to go to Asia.
Yeah.
So I got in.
No, amazing stuff. So you're there for a few years, and then you worked in Asia as well, or what?
Yeah. So at Queens, my good friend Eric, he's from Hong Kong.
Okay.
And so he's kind of sold me on Asia as an opportunity. So I decided to apply to some internships, and I worked for CFA Institute in Hong Kong one summer.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
What was that like? Was that your first time in Hong Kong, or?
That was my second time in Asia.
Okay.
First time in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of culture shock, but I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I think that part of the world is it's super innovative, and over the past 20, 30 years, China has just completely changed.
Yeah. They're technically advanced, like technologically
exactly.
advanced. I would say some parts of China are probably more high tech than most of the Western world that we see.
And there's so many mega cities. Like people haven't even heard of the city Chongqing, and it's like a 30 million person
bigger
city,
than the size of Canada. Yeah,
basically. And so, but yeah, China was cool. Korea was great. I was studying there. I took a lot of fun courses too. I took baseball as one of my courses. It was an elective, and my coach was actually professional in Korea, a retired pitcher.
Yeah,
so it was a good time. And anthropology of Korean pop culture. Okay. So learned a lot about Korea. Yeah.
Well, it's like from my understanding, it's like a factory, right? They have all these kind of like talent head offices, and they kind of like pump out, or trials. It's like a reality show, and they kind of pump out the K-stars.
100%. They go in 13, 14, and then they do training for 2-3 years. Yeah. And then if they're lucky, they get their debut.
Yeah.
And they become BTS. I actually saw BTS when I was there.
Oh yeah, nice.
Which was cool.
Who's your favorite?
From BTS?
Yeah.
I like Rap Monster, obviously.
Okay.
But I was more of a Blackpink guy back then. I had my K-pop hair. I actually dyed my hair blonde for a week, and then dyed it back very quickly after.
That must have been an experience. I want to hit home. You said China is very technically advanced, and from what I gather, their AI tech there is very, I guess, integrated into everyday life now, right? Do you know much about that, or?
The things I do know about China is that there's like a tracking system, which is really interesting. So like the facial recognition, the social score,
social credit score, yeah,
that's really interesting. And the electric vehicle industry also is really interesting. Obviously, Tesla has a massive plant there, headquarters, but there's a lot of other really cool
startups, right?
Yeah, startups. Yeah. Obviously, a lot of Western companies have plants and have connections in Taiwan too. So just tons of growth there.
Yeah, I think, one of the Chinese companies, BYD, I think even Warren Buffett invested into them. But they're, I guess, the Tesla killer over there.
The Tesla killer?
Yeah. Because the whole purpose for them, or the whole advantage that I think they have, is like a vertical integration in terms of their supply. They own, or they produce the batteries. So for them, that way, to be able to be more cost effective in terms of their production line, and really hammer you and kill, Tesla on their pricing, because everything's all produced in-house for them, right?
So localized.
Yeah. But no, the tracking system and the social credit score, I think that's something, because in the Western world, we have a lot more restrictions in terms of like the data privacy and control, and, breach of personal data rules and regulations. What I heard was like from, maybe 10, 15 years ago, they already started poaching a lot of the data scientists from abroad, or foreign nationals, to come work in China, where they have no restrictions. As long as the government says it's okay,
I love how we think we think we're safe and we have all these restrictions, but who knows what's happening with our data in Canada or US.
At least it's hidden, right? Or to the general public.
But I was surprised, because we used to run social media ads for agents. And when we were doing our targeting, you can get it super granular. You can target specific demographics in a specific neighborhood that follow a specific page.
Yeah.
And to me, that's pretty crazy already. I'm a guy that just picked up this app and has started to do this. Imagine what the people on the back end of Facebook or Meta could actually do.
Yeah.
So,
but have they tweaked that now, I think, or have they still allowing that kind of targeting?
So for specific industries, it's changed. I know real estate's changed. Yeah. You can't
target to that specific.
Exactly. But there's certain industries where you can still be pretty specific.
Wow.
So it varies by industry for sure.
Okay, but so there's just the public perception that we're safeguarded by regulations. What other, expanding on, what other technologies do you guys want to kind of work on in the future?
Yeah, so in terms of our product right now, we obviously integrate with a lot of CRMs, and on basically any other website. We've worked with agents with 20-year-old websites, and obviously the KV Cores of the world too. I think integrating into a CRM, ideally having Madison be something that is sort of like a Chrome extension. So it's just seamlessly, you can add her
into the background
easily a lot. Because right now it's a code snippet and they have to install it. We haven't had any problems with that. But when we think about scaling to tens of thousands of users or hundreds of thousands, having her be an extension could be a lot more scalable. So that's something we're looking into with the team. I think it's good to plan for the future, but I like to kind of go as if we encounter an opportunity, our team will build it. I think building as you go and iterating as you go is the way to do it. So that's kind of the approach we're taking.
Yeah, no, it makes sense to adapt to the market forces to see what's out there in demand and build something that meets their needs. As any good entrepreneur would tell you, it's part of the basics. But what about the competitors? Some of the big tech companies, you see Microsoft with their Copilot, and I think Elon Musk is coming out the Grok or Groot or all these other kind of like tech or chatbots. How do you stay different from those type of industry players?
Yeah, so I think obviously if someone brought multiple millions of dollars and a dev team, they could build something very similar. So that's definitely something we think about is how do we differentiate ourselves? And that's hard, right? When you're talking about tech, because someone can just copy the tech. But I think it's the branding, it's the relationships. Those are things you can't take away. It's the data you're collecting as well. So being able to have this data ecosystem and being able to not only collect the data, but organize it in a way that the AI can use it efficiently. That's something we're thinking about. And really the riches are in the niches. So I think like going super deep on real estate in a specific function. Yes, there's going to be better generic chatbots or generic things, but if you go really deep on a niche and you dominate that and you build a brand, I think you can be successful.
Yeah, and one of the first to markets too, right? I think you guys are.
Yeah, first to market. So there's other chatbots, but I don't think there's anything specifically.
Nothing as powerful as what you guys have got. So. Okay. All right, I think our time's nearly up, but in keeping with in line with our food and drink theme of our show, if you could eat one type of food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Easy, sushi.
Sushi?
Yeah, I love sushi.
Yeah. Have you been to Japan for that?
I have not. Still.
No. Oh, okay.
My best friend's Japanese, so we'll go sometime.
Yeah. I mean, the local scene here in Toronto is pretty good too. Like I think some of the omakasais that they have are world class. I think
Gyubi's a top one too. I love Gyubi. All you can eat Japanese barbecue.
Oh yeah. So you love the Asian food. So I'm glad we got the Asian buns for you to try today.
It's been awesome.
So that pretty much wraps up our episode of TimSold Talks this week. Thank you to Peter for coming. For our audience, where can they find you?
Yeah, so you can visit us at Realty.ai.ca. That's our website. We have a 2-minute demo video if agents want to check us out and see how Madison works.
Yep.
We also have a 30-day free trial, so you can test her out yourself. Or on Instagram, we're ai.realty, our handle.
Yeah, we'll make sure to put all the links and descriptions below as well. So they can...
Or visit us at the TREB conference in May if you're an agent in Toronto.
In May, and if you're, what was the other one you were part of?
EXPCon.
EXPCon as well.
For an EXP agent.
Yeah.
May 8th and 9th at the Sheraton. We'll be there.
Excellent.
So,
okay. Thank you much for listening, guys. If you enjoyed today's episode, looking to buy or sell or invest in real estate, please give us a follow and give us a 5-star review on Spotify. And as I always say, dream it, believe it, achieve it, guys. It's a beautiful day to sell houses. Thank you very much for listening. Hi, I'm Tim Kern, and I proudly lead the TimSold team. We're voted as one of the top 3 brokerages in Markham, and we will sell your house fast and for top dollar with the least amount of hassle, or we guarantee to buy it. Call us today and start packing.